Okay. Just going to get ready for you guys. This is obviously for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I apologize that you guys, I've done the first half of my readings for this month, but I'm a little bit behind, so I'm just getting caught back up again. So I apologize that these are a little bit later in the month, but such is life sometimes. I'm going to show you guys this. I went to a recent psychic expo in my town over the weekend. This is from House of Gold Skincare, and she makes different products. This one is the grounding root chakra balancing cream. It clears blockages in your chakras, assists with anxiety and grounding. By clearing your root chakra, you will feel calm, connected, and grounded. And this is totally true. It's made with all natural ingredients. She makes the products herself, made in Australia from House of Gold Skincare. I just thought I would show you guys because it smells so... I'm sorry, my camera. It smells so freaking good. And basically you can rub it on your wrist, you can rub it on your temples, whatever works for you, boo. So again, guys, this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of May, what is left of her. I'm going to pull you just a quick oracle card. This is something that I picked up again. And I'm sorry if you're cross-watching and your other signs video. I just sort of go with it on the day, whatever sort of I feel drawn to do. Sometimes everything seems to be like the same cards are used and it's all sort of synchronized. And then other times I just feel drawn to go with the flow and do whatever. So that's kind of what's happening here today. But I did pick up, let me just... Sorry, I'm a little bit scattered. I don't like running late. I picked these up over the weekend. They're just the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland, and I flippin' love them. Like flippin' love them. So I picked these up over the weekend, and they're bloody amazing. And I just felt that I should pull one out for you guys. So let's see what we have here. What messages do we have? We just saw one card, guys, for Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of May 2019. This is just a general overview, quick little message. Guys, what have we got here? All right, we've got Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. We've got two here. So first up, you guys got Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. This card is full moon in Leo. And you also got You Are Good Enough. So a little bit of self-empowerment there for you guys. Full moon in Virgo. For you guys in May. So there's a need to remember that it's okay to sometimes there's a need to back down from situations. What I'm hearing with this situation, or what I'm hearing overall for you guys, is there's times to sort of let ego get in the way and stick to your guns and really see something through. And then there's times to sort of just pull back and be like, you know what, is this really important? Do I really need to be focusing all of my energy on this? I feel like this is a situation where it involves perhaps your moral compass in a way, like you're being told, all right, this situation is black and white. Why can I not talk? Black and white. There's a right and a wrong here, and you're kind of fighting for what you're morally feeling is the right thing to do. But what they're saying here is to remember that it's okay to sort of pull back and realize, you know what, I'm banging my head up against the wall. This, regardless of whether it's a wrong or right situation, it's not going to go anywhere. This person's not going to listen to me anyway. And take note of when it's time to sort of pull back and let go. then you've got you are good enough. So it's almost like a bit of a black and white in relation to these two cards as well. It's kind of reminding you that, if you do pull away from things, situations, people, circumstances that aren't bettering you and helping you out moving forward and putting you sort of in a place of feeling self-secure or in feeling good about yourself, basically, that it's okay to pull away, and that by doing that, you're not giving up on yourself. You're not giving up to anybody involved. You're helping yourself. It's okay to walk away, is what I'm hearing. So that's just a little overview for you guys, and we're going to get stuck on in. Am I going to put these? I'm just going to stuff these up over here. If anyone has any tips on how the frack to store your cards, hit a girl up, because I'm not working with much space here and I got stuff everywhere. Anyway, irrelevant. Alright, let's get stuck into what's going on with you guys for May. What is left of her. I hope you all, if you are, had a lovely Mother's Day. However that day went for you. Alright, let's see what we've got here for Gemini, Sun, and Rising. This is for May 2019. Alright, we're just going to put hello. I'm just going to lay these out and see what comes up for you guys. If your girl got some room. Okay, guys, I hope you can all hear me. Okay, the microphone is still rubbish. My camera is still rubbish, but we work with what we get. All right, let me just have a little look at these and see what's coming up. Okay, straight off the bat, the first thing that I want to talk about, and I am going to jump around a little bit here. I don't sort of read in a linear kind of sense. But the first thing I'm seeing here with this Two of Wands is I feel like somebody has a decision to make. Somebody's sort of standing back and being stagnant about a decision that needs to be made. This could be that there's a need to wait for further information on this situation before you can move forward. But I kind of feel like there's a need to get moving on whatever this is. It could relate to how this is coming in. It could relate to a study situation or some sort of, formal or higher learning. But there's a need to know that there's no need to just wait for the results to come in. Don't just be waiting for the results. Don't just be waiting for that piece of information that you feel that you need in order to get going. What they're saying here with this situation is to get your ass in the gear and get stuff kicked off. Like, there's no need to be procrastinating right now. There's no need to be waiting. And I know that you want to get started on it. You don't want to hold back. You don't want to be waiting around. But at the same time, it's like you don't need this information to at least start laying out the foundations for what this relates to and how you're going to get started. It's almost just like, I feel like with this situation, there's a need to walk away from something in order to get something else going. So if this is to do with study and whatever it is, it's like you've been working in whatever sort of generic work you've been doing throughout the participation with this learning. Now the learning has come to an end. It's time to move off in a new direction, and it's kind of like, I'll just wait until I finish the last part of the course, or I'll just wait until I get this bit of information, or I'll just wait until my results come in so I know which way to go. They're definitely saying you don't have to wait for anything. Like, you've done it. You can start at least putting the feelers out there and start whatever it is that you're feeling this internal pull in terms of working out what you want to do in order to get this going and get this off the ground running, whatever those sort of niggling thoughts are, they want you to listen to those and start. Just start is what I'm hearing with this. Don't sort of feel like you have to be waiting around for it. You've put in all the time and effort to get to where you are with this, so now is the time to act, and now is the time to get moving. There might even be there might be a new relationship connection coming in for some of you guys. I'm going to come back to that because there's more to do with that. The conversation that needs to happen with that is a little bit less generic than how I've put it, but I'm going to come back to that. Okay, I feel like somebody's going to be meeting somebody new in the month of May, and this is going to be the result of a situation that involves coming together with family. So you're going to be going to a family event. Obviously, you're not going to be, meeting your cousin and falling in love with your cousin. That's not what I'm saying. But wherever it is, whatever this venue is, wherever it is that you're at this location with your family, it could be just some form of celebration. I mean, it could just be a birthday dinner, something simple, but it is something a little bit formal in the sense that it was planned and arranged for family to gather here. But you're going to meet somebody's going to be meeting somebody while at this event. This could be, like I said, it could be something as simple as like somebody's birthday dinner. It could be more extravagant, like a family reunion, but there's a need for a lot of family members to sort of congregate. This has been an organised thing. We're all getting together as a family for this purpose or for this person. And I feel like there's going to be a situation there where you're going to meet somebody new as a result of this. It could be somebody that's come along as a friend. It could be somebody that's just in the same location. But a conversation is going to get started, and it's going to come out of left field. I feel like whoever this is relating to, this is somebody that wasn't necessarily looking for love, and it's one of those situations where when you're not searching for love, love will find you. That's what I'm hearing with this. So you're going to come together at this location. You're going to meet somebody. The conversation is going to be great. You're not even going to realize it for what it is until you've left. But I do see that there's either going to be an exchange of numbers, or whoever this person is that you meet at this venue is going to be asking their friend, your family member. They're going to find a way to get in contact with you, put it that way. It could even be via social media. That might slip into those DMs. I sound like not right. So that's exciting, and that's all new, and that's fun. Okay, there's a need in, I feel like some of you are going to, it's kind of like you're going to have a bit of the light shined on you, like all attention is going to be on you for a situation. But how this comes through is it's not positive attention. I feel that there's been a decision that's been made. It's not the best decision. You've called a shot. You've pulled the trigger and set this situation off into motion. And I feel like it's going to backfire. How you thought that this was going to go, I don't necessarily feel that you've gone about it with the worst intentions, but I'm not feeling that the intentions were entirely pure either. I feel that this relates to a situation where you feel like you've been hard done by, you feel like you've been wronged in this situation, and you're kind of like, this is my response, this is how I'm going to handle it, this is what I'm going to put out there in order for myself to deal with this situation and deal with what has happened internally to me. And I feel that how you think your actions are going, the result of your actions are going to play out, it's not going to go that way. It is going to backfire, and as such, you're going to have quite a few people coming to you for, I don't want to say justification, but they want to know why you've said or done what you've said or done in relation to this situation. Why have you handled this situation the way that you have handled it? What I'm hearing here is there is a need to be honest. I do feel that you're feeling quite isolated and alone in this situation, there is a need for you to be open and honest in order to gain empathy from those that are also involved in this situation now because of your actions. They do want you to trust in your honesty with this situation. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to admit that you were hurt in this circumstance. And I feel that by being honest with yourself and being honest with those that you've essentially dragged into the situation, it will form a better foundation, form a much more trusting foundation in terms of having empathy and understanding and letting others see your own perspective. Sort of, if you go into this situation being too forceful and really, kind of like beating people down with your opinions and beating people down into like making people see your point of view, it's not going to go the way that you want it to go. It's not a matter of you being the victim or not being the victim. It's just, I feel at the core of it, you want others to see your situation, see the situation from your perspective. And the only way that they're going to accept that is if you be honest and open with your emotions and how this has affected you emotionally. And I feel that by doing this will give you yourself a sense of your own inner clarity. You will see the situation a little bit more for what it is, and it will help you to heal and move forward, maybe even quicker than you thought it was. But you just need to be open with those that are now brought into the situation. However, you've managed to include others into whatever this mess is. In order to get that inner clarity, in order to get that help and healing to move forward, you need to be honest with them and honest with the fact that this has caused you pain. Okay. Excuse my sniffing, and it's really cold here this morning. Just want to see what comes in with this one for you guys. Okay. With the Ten of Cups here, I can see that for some of you, I feel like you've been really working your butt off to sort of get where you want to be in terms of family life. I can see that whoever this relates to, this is somebody that is, I want to say a homebody, but in the sense that you take pride in your family life, you take pride in providing for your family, you take pride in the fact that how you've gone about making your choices in life has led you to be able to provide for your family in the way that you're able to provide for them. I feel that, I'm sorry, my voice, oh my God. Excuse me. I feel that how this is coming through is you've really been slogging, you've really been working so very hard, saving those pennies. You haven't been able to spoil the family and provide what's the word, entertainment, I guess, with your finances, because you have been slogging. But at the same time, I see that this is necessary because you are providing. How this is coming in is basically your hard work is paying off, and you've been wanting to lay down a deposit or maybe even just buy a home. It's like there's been a nest egg that you've been sort of chipping into, and you've had to make sacrifices for your family along the way to do it. But the time is coming now where you're going to be able to go, okay, surprise, this is what we're doing. This is why I've been a bit of a stickler when it comes to the money and what we can and can't do. And I just see this situation working out for you. I see that this is going to provide you and your family so much stability and happiness. You're going to feel that sense of pride and feel that inner reward for being able to do this. I feel like this has been almost a lifelong dream, perhaps even a lifelong vision for yourself, that one day I'm going to have a family, one day I'm going to have kids, and I'm going to be able to provide them with this. I'm going to be able to provide them with a roof over their head. I'm going to be able to provide them with stability. And the time is now for doing that, and the rewards are going to be great. And I feel that this is inner reward your own sense of pride and accomplishment with this. It's definitely going to work out in your favor. Very exciting. Right, let's see what else we've got here. Okay, this is, without sounding cliche, this is the coming together of two people, but how this works out. This is a third party situation, and this relates to you, Gemini, you specifically. But you have a choice to make. There are two people involved in this situation. There's yourself and two others, and it's like I've been given a choice. There's a choice to make here. I can go in this direction with this person, or I can go in that direction with that person. But the what I'm seeing here with this is that there's a deep need to make. I don't want to say the right choice, but you just have to make a choice. How this is coming through is, I feel that the two people that you're almost, I want to say love triangle with, but it's not at that point yet. But it's, you're aware of the fact that there are two people that are interested in you, and you should, you're having a bit of a moral tug of war with which direction to go with, which one I want to say to pick. And what I'm hearing with this is not that you can make the wrong decision, but they really want you to trust your intuition. I feel that these two people are very different from one another. One of them is going to feed more into your ego. This is somebody that you've almost envisioned your entire life that would be the type of person that you're going to be with. The other is not that, but at the same time, I want to say at the same time, you just feel more of an emotional, more of a spiritual, more of the connection with this person is definitely more internal. They make you think differently. They make you question differently. The conversations that you have with them are deeper. And it's not like you're going to make the wrong decision, because I feel like either of these people will make you quite happy. But it's almost like there's a lesson in this situation. You've been put in this situation for a reason, and it's to help you to see exactly what you want. What kind of partnership do you truly want? What kind of deep love do you really want? Like, what is the love that at the end of the night when you're laying in bed by yourself, what is the kind of love that you yearn for? That's what they want you to look at. That's what they want you to ask and answer for yourself, and understand that your decision here, you have the choice to go in whichever direction you want, but what do you really want from a connection with somebody? Do you want more of a superficial connection that will bring you happiness from a materialistic standpoint, in terms of visual, emotional, collective with this person? Or do you want something that is maybe has a little bit more of a bumpier start to get going, but really goes into what it is that your internal heart, what it is that your internal soul is searching for in somebody? They want you to ask yourself these questions, make note of what your answers are, decide for yourself what you want from love, what do you want from your partner. It may seem like a lot of pressure, but I feel like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself as it is. And this is just your guides. This is just Spirit's way of trying to help you to break down the situation in order to see clearly and decide for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to have to decide which of these people you want to be with, and which one of these people you want to lay foundations with. I feel like this is separate from what I was just saying there, but for somebody else, I feel that there's also, I know that this doesn't traditionally, it may do mean, marriage and what the rest is, but I feel like for some of you, you've been in a place with your relationship where it's kind of like you've been waiting on the next step. Like, what's the next step from here? We've been the relationship's great, there's no dramas, like everything's good, but you're starting to almost feel cracks in a way, because you're like, all right, we've been going along this path for such a time now, everything's great with this person, what's next? And I feel that the next step is progressing. Maybe you just don't see it that way. But I'm hearing, if this relates to you, what I'm hearing here is to trust the situation and have faith that, you know, as with the rest of the relationship up until this point, everything sort of progressed naturally and flowed naturally. There kind of hasn't had to be any drastic conversations and no real questioning about what their motives are and what's going on here. Everything's just sort of been a nice, healthy, happy flow. And I feel that although this may be a niggling inside of you to sort of be like, okay, what's next? What's next? I appreciate that. I think from this is how this is being presented, appreciate that it's going to flow in much of the similar way. I feel like you're not going to have to be having these questions with yourself for too long. If it is something that you need to discuss, maybe mention it, bring it up, ask the question rather than just wondering. Let's have a lot of majors in here. I've just noticed. I don't know why I didn't notice that before. Okay, let's see. There's a need for some of you or one of you to be mindful of others' opinions against you in May. I feel like how this situation is going to plan out is you're almost blindsided for the fact. I feel like whoever this is relating to, you're not a very confrontational person. It's not your nature. But I feel that there's somebody either in your immediate friendship group or a friendship group in the workplace. And I feel that you're going to be faced with a bit of conflict here, a bit of maybe a bit of clapback from somebody in your circle that's going to come a bit out of left field, and you're going to have to tackle this head on. It's not going to be your nature. It's not going to be something that you want to do. You might even be losing quite a bit of sleep over this because it isn't how you would normally want to handle a situation. But I do see that there's a need for you to be prepared for the fact that you're going to have to go into this head on and really just kind of rip it off like a Band-Aid, like just deal with it and get it done, and then it's done. Mm-hmm. Okay, so overall, again, there's a message here for there's a need for somebody here to this could even be relation like connecting with this one here, but I'm not sure. Let me just say. Overall, I'm just hearing in relation to how this is coming in, and it's going to sound very cliche, and I know I say that a lot, but there's a need here to trust your intuition. I feel that some of you are very spiritually connected, and there's almost like a block being put up. I feel like how this is coming in, it's like whoever this is relating to, they've read something or seen something that has made them doubt and question their own spiritual workings and how they work and communicate with spirit. And this has kind of set you back a little bit, maybe put a dampened your spiritual outlook and your spiritual view. It's really just sort of taken a bit of a spiritual toll, whatever this is that you've read or seen or heard, or it may even be somebody coming to you in a particular kind of way that's got you sort of backtracking and backpedaling. What I'm hearing here is trust your intuition with this. You've always gone to spirit. You've always trusted your intuition in terms of every other aspect of any situation that you've dealt with. Anything that sort of pops up with you, I just hear you asking your guides. I just hear you seeking that inner guidance, and they want you to keep doing that. They want you to stick with that. Trust your intuition. If this is something that has come up for you from spirit, perhaps it's even spirit that's got you sort of doubting this situation, then if that's the case, know that that's the lesson. It may even be more that there's a need to trust your intuition because you are being pulled in a new and different direction with your spirituality. Like the changes that are being made have come from within yourself. Again, I'm just hearing with this situation, you just need to trust your intuition. So whoever this is relating to on this sort of spiritual quest within themselves, have faith in the situation. Have faith that how you've gone about figuring things out for yourself on your own, within your own spiritual journey in the past, that will work out for you here in this situation as well. It may seem like it's a problem. It may seem like it's, this almost, I want to say, doubt. You may see it as being something that isn't good, but that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that it's necessary. It's necessary in terms of pulling you in this new direction. I don't see that this direction is a bad thing. It's just that you have a lot of doubt because it is so sort of left field to how you've been going about everything. Okay. I feel like these guys here go together, and this is in relation to what I was just saying there, whoever that is relating to with your spirituality and the questioning around that, there is a lesson to be learned here. And I know that I did say that previously, but I just want to reiterate that. I just want you to have faith in the situation that I know you're feeling a type of way about it, but know that it's necessary. You maybe even just needed that. Like, I'm trying to see if there's more from that situation, because on the surface of it all, it's sort of sounding a little bit sort of like, oh yeah, whatever. But maybe that was just the confirmation that you needed to realize that, okay, it's all good. Like, I've been going about things this way, and now I'm all of a sudden over here, and that's okay. And that might have just been the confirmation there that you needed. Do let me know if that resonates for you. Okay, there's also possible travel on the cards for somebody here, and this is not, I was going to say not travel for fun, but that's not the right word. They're saying there's travel here, but, well, it is for fun, but I feel like the travel is a result of relocation for somebody else, and not you're going, okay, hang on a minute. The reason that you're traveling is it's not just travel. This is relocation. You are moving to be with somebody else. You are moving for a romance. You are moving for family. There's a reason for the move, and it's not necessarily that it's because of a decision that you've made, but I feel like there may be an obligation in a sense to make this move and make this relocation. What I'm getting with this is something that you're doing for somebody else. I feel like this is a selfless kind of act. You've realized that. I feel like this might even be in relation of going and maybe being with an elderly family member, being with somebody that needs support, that needs help. This could even be somebody that's recently lost somebody that's now sort of having to fend for themselves or be by themselves, whether it's a family, friend, what have you. But the decision's been made that you're going to be the one that's going to go and be this person's support. You're the one that's making the relocation in order for them to have what they need, and you're going to supply that. What I'm getting here is to have courage in this situation, to know that this is a selfless act, know that this is the right thing to do. You've decided it's the right thing to do, and take power from that. Take power from knowing that, I'm doing this because of this reason. I'm doing this because this person needs me. I'm doing this because this situation needs me to do this. I'm going out on a limb here and making this move because this is necessary. And they want you to have courage, have faith that the situation will work out, and know that there's power in that. Know that there's power in making that decision and doing this thing for this person in order for them to have what they need. Okay. Just see what comes up here for y'all. I also feel like some of you are going to be feeling that you're going to be faced with a bit of a turning point, a bit of a change. I feel like this is relating to somebody specifically that's maybe been just sort of slogging along, going along with the paces, going along with the motions of life, not really making any drastic changes for themselves, not really any forward planning. There's no goal setting here. There's no sort of nothing to sort of work. You're just sort of like plodding along, and I feel like things for you are going to start to change. You're already experiencing this from how this is coming in. You're already getting that, those internal sort of guidances where it's like little ideas popping into your head, like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Maybe I should try doing this. Maybe I should put myself out there and make myself vulnerable and do this. And I feel that perhaps there's a period of depression or what have you that you've been sort of caught up in within yourself. And I feel that you're coming into a time where you're going to start making decisions for yourself that are going to really allow you to release all of that, or a lot of that, and start moving forward in a more positive light. You're already hearing this internal dialogue of, maybe I should try this, maybe I should do this, maybe I should put myself out there by doing this. Trust those guidances, trust those intuitive thoughts, because that is your spirit, your soul, being led and being guided. And they want you to pay attention to that. But I feel that even though you're actively involved in the changes that are going to be made here, this is something that is very being, I want to say, worked on with you as well. Like, you're supported in this, but it's going to come out of left field. It's going to seem like, even though you're thinking these things, and you are going to be obviously what gets the ball rolling here and what gets this all set off into motion, it's going to feel like, who is this person? You're going to feel like, who is this person? Who am I making all these decisions? Who am I making these changes? All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there for you. Please, thank you very much for sticking around and watching this video. If the message has resonated for you, please do let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments and your subscriptions. Thank you for taking the time to check in. I'm available on social media. You can find me via my links on my channel page. And I'm available for private readings. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you have a great month.